military commanders.
Yes, we did.
Obama himself talked about involving national service in military training. What is it about? What is the scope?
Well, no, you know what? Even for the Ghana Armed Forces, those who are so mandated to defend this country, it's been a long time since they got into any fight. Not at least in my lifetime have I heard the Ghana Armed Forces fighting in any battle. But as Ghanaian citizens, there are several battles that we need to fight. And we need to fight the battle and the cancer of Galamsey. We have to reclaim our lands from environmental degradation. We have to fight against sanitation, poor sanitation. We have to fight against malaria. We have to fight against all manner of cancers. So for those fights, you do not need only education to do. You need physical, mental, and then physical discipline as well. And that is President Mohammed's approach and then principle now, that if we were to get the military involved, it would do a lot. Inculcates discipline, patriotism, and nationalism into the young Ghanaians. If we did that, young people will turn up early for meetings, they will turn up on time, they will turn up prepared, because it's very important that people turn up at places prepared. They will turn up after all, for those who were not turning up at all, and then make sure things are done well, neatly, and without a thing. Very soon, the Mahama graduates or Mahama Ghanaians will begin to emerge, who are very disciplined, loyal to the state of Ghana, and then are willing to die for Ghana, and will be able to, because of their training that they have had, to say that, you know what, you cannot possibly do mining around the riverside, you know, and then in spite of the obvious the obvious indulgence from business people and all that. No, I'm not allowing it. You can't do that. You cannot bribe a Mahama graduate or a Mahama Ghanaian to give you a bed because you paid something. Suddenly a bed shows up. You know, no, that's not the sort of Ghanaian that we are looking forward to.
So that's the plan of the. So how is it going to be like? Our national service personnel, all of them, are they going to be some selected persons?
No, this year is going to be a pilot year.
Okay.
And then this pilot year, at least, we're going to do 10,000 service persons around the country. We'll start on the 3rd of August. And then that will be before they begin their national service properly. On the 15th of May, we're going back to meet the military, and then we're going to decide on things like the cloth to wear, the boots, are we going to feed them or they are going to feed them? I'm sure they are going to stay all on campuses. We ourselves are prepared to recall them to come by middle of June if we are going to be selected for the military training this year, this pilot year. We would have written to you and called you and told you that yes, you are going to the Arakan barracks at, I think, Bema Camp, or you are going to the Coronation Barracks in Sunyani, or Bawa or Kamina in Temali. But it's obvious that around the nation, from the 3rd of August, most service persons would be called to begin their annual military service this year.
So you are going to do the selection? Or
yes, we will select.
People can opt in?
No, we have given that option on the platform to choose to do military service. But then we're expecting that almost everybody is going to ask that they want to do the military service. But because the pilot here, we are going to choose at least 10,000. It could be more, but then the least we will do will be 10,000 so that they can present themselves for the military service this year.
How long will that be?
At least 6 weeks. We could do more, but then the least we will do will be 6 weeks.
And then when they get back, what do they do? Post them?
Now, when they get back now, because of maybe the criteria we used to post you, we're going to post you into several areas, of course.
So you're looking forward to this becoming like a permanent feature?
Yes, every year. Next year, if all of us all service persons do not do the military training this year, next year everybody will. I'm sure they'll probably start early, and then in the course of your service persons, you'll be called to come and do your service for 6 weeks all around. The thing is also that, you know what, you have to train, President Mohammed's plan, you have to train these people that in terms of emergencies, you know what, when trained national service persons appear there, then there's a semblance of sanity in emergency scenes, in disasters, and all that to come and help. Imagine if on May 9th, which will happen soon, the 25th anniversary of the disaster, we had service persons there who had been trained in disaster scenes and say, you know what, everybody pass here and all that. We would have lost far fewer people then.
So you're talking about this, the selection mode is going to be available on a platform for people to choose, but in this pilot phase, you are going to pick out some of these. Is there a specific criteria, or you're going to develop certain internal controls to be able to decide?
Well, no, we will develop certain internal controls. Being there this year, of course, we have service persons who are already involved in the police service. I think that some priority will be given to them. We will choose people, nurses, we will choose people from different backgrounds. Of course, people who serve in our farms will be given priority. So they are going to be people who will choose from everywhere. Of course, there will be men and women if we will choose, if we can do 50-50. Yes.
So we're just about to wind down.